Hello and welcome back to the Dojo of Gain. Today we have the ski mask guy, or whatever he's called. He said injected peptides for 42 days, and I'm somewhat interested in what the results are and what peptides he injected. So we're going to take a look at this and see, probably get some insight on which peptides are worthwhile and which ones are not, and see what the effects are. So it's always fun when somebody does an experiment on themselves to educate the masses, right? But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Shit. I'm the one calling the shots. I don't get stuck in the box. Feel like I've been through a lot.
Peptides for 42 days. This is what happened.
I like the way he has to blur out the peptides but not the needles. YouTube is a bit odd.
Warning, the information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. It was filmed under the supervision of a healthcare professional in a controlled environment. Alright guys, so I have chronic pain. I have a lot of chronic pain, and it's been years that I've had this. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. At night I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. Just kidding, shout out SpongeBob. But honestly, I have a herniated disc in my lower back. I've had surgery on my right knee arthroscopy, and I have chronic patellar tendonitis in my left. I have a lot of different nerve issues such as thoracic outlet and cubital tunnel syndrome that have bothered me for a while. My elbows, my shoulders, and my wrists, they always pop all the time, especially when I bench, whenever I work out. So basically what I'm trying to say is I am wrecked. I'm grateful to be alive and in good health, but at my young age, it is very disheartening to see all my friends consistently making progress in the gym, and I'm always dealing with some type of pain or injury, and they never have to deal with it. So if you yourself have ever had any injury or chronic pain or disease, I feel you to the max. Now, what do you do when you're in this position?
I got you, bro. I have nerve damage in my neck. And if I do an improper movement in the gym, I won't be able to move my head for a few days. So it is a pain.
Very desperate, and desperation creates curiosity. I went down the internet rabbit hole for a really long time, searching for a solution to my pain so I would no longer have to have a caretaker wipe my ass, spoon feed me, read me bedtime stories, turn me over in bed so I don't have to watch my ex-girlfriend cheating on me with the guy in the bed next to me. Just kidding, it's not that bad yet. But anyways, I finally came across these things called peptides, right? What are peptides? Peptides are tiny molecules made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. Peptides can have various effects on the body, such as promoting growth, regulating hormones, or supporting immune system function, just to name a few. And some peptides are used in medicine for specific purposes under the supervision of healthcare professionals, and they are designed to target specific areas or functions in the body to help treat certain conditions or promote overall well-being. Some very well-known peptides that you might have heard of before are insulin for diabetic people or big bodybuilders, and HGH, human growth hormone. So I kept researching, and eventually I came across a private chat room that I found where I can send crypto to foreign models and oh shit, this is the wrong script. So pretty much I found two peptides that have been rising in popularity. Now, these two peptides together, when taken together, are literally referred to as the Wolverines.
BPC 157 and TB, whatever the numbers are, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to say. Now, I have tried BPC 157, but not the injectable version. I've tried it via oral pills, and I did notice my sleep increased quite a bit, and I had a bit of pain in my shoulder, and that pain did go away, but the pain in my neck did not. I only took it for a month, so probably if I took it for a longer period of time, it would make a difference. For older injuries, you do have to take it for a longer period of time. I was just experimenting to see what it would feel like. But as far as injectable peptides, the only injectable peptide that I have any experience with would be HCG. So I did inject HCG for about 3 months, and I would say that HCG had pretty good effects. Definitely increased testosterone, definitely increased testy size, increased confidence levels, and increased sleep quality, actually. I slept very well when I was on HCG, and I did not take any aromatase inhibitors or anything like that. Seems to be that my body's pretty well adapted to not aromatizing things, because I've never had to take one. Well, I'm not sure if you have to take aromatase inhibitors with enclomiphene or not. I know people that do, but I was on enclomiphene for like 5 months Never had any estrogen issues. Now this is not medical advice. Please consult a doctor before you do anything. So keep that in mind. Always consult a doctor. Do not experiment on yourself. This is just for entertainment purposes, like he said. But right now, I have recently started TRT, so I'm only about a week in though, so I can't really give you that much info on it, but I will make a video specifically about TRT. But I also am not using aromatase inhibitors. I'm also not using crazy dosage. Right now I'm taking 180 milligrams. So keep that in mind. I'm not injecting like 500 or something like that. That's crazy. I mean, not to say I'm opposed to it. If I had a doctor monitoring me and making sure that things aren't out of whack, then maybe I would do it. But yeah, like I said, always have a doctor monitoring you. Do not copy other people, because it may be a very bad idea and you may have adverse side effects. Just because one person doesn't mean that you won't.
Stack. That's pretty sick, right? And basically because in unison, when you take them together, they have a potential synergistic effect on tissue repair and healing, reducing inflammation and joint and muscle recovery, which makes you think, does it really give you Wolverine-like healing capabilities? So this got me interested. There was a lot of people talking online about their experience with these peptides and how they were able to cure their chronic pains and illnesses by using them. And so, yeah, my eyes lit up for the first time in years, bro. Hearing this, like, I finally felt another shred of hope. Obviously, I was like, count me in. So anyways, I called up my doctor, and after several back and forth conversations, office visits, referrals, and passive aggressive insults, I was finally able to get my hand on these two peptides. And here's where it gets interesting. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to give you guys my exact dosing protocol for obvious reasons. I don't want anyone out there to copy me, because every individual is unique and it's different when it comes to medical needs. This was what was prescribed to me by my healthcare professional. So unless you promise to keep it our little secret, you can DM me on Instagram. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. This is comedy. I'm a comedian. Here's the thing about peptides, guys. A vast majority of them are injectable, like 99% of them. You don't take these orally. There's a few you can, but even those ones, they say like they're not as bioavailable as if you were to inject them. So including the ones I got, these were injectable. Now, I'm no stranger to pain or needles, and some might even call me a masochist, including my ex, but she takes 10 minutes to figure out where she wants to go for lunch. Based on that, her words can't be true.
I actually agree with this guy as far as injections. I kind of don't mind them at all. I almost kind of enjoy them, which I guess I shouldn't say that, but I do. I don't really mind them. I don't really find them very painful. Yeah.
Trusted. So anyways, I was going to be injecting on a daily basis, on average 2 injections per day, morning and night, sometimes 3 injections per day on the days that the compounds overlapped. I was specifically instructed to use insulin needles, which are like very short, and the injections are subcutaneous, meaning only under the skin, not intramuscular, which is how steroids are taken. Pretty much what that looks like. This is an insulin syringe. It's a really short needle. I'm not going to take the top off, but it almost looks like a mosquito stinger. That's what you use for peptides, unlike these types of long needles, which you use for steroids. Don't ask me why I have this needle. But anyways, real quick, I'll be honest with you guys. There is no freaking way, zero chance that anybody, not even my own doctor, was going to talk me out of using these peptides at this point. When you're at a point in life where you've had pain for so long, you don't even remember what life was like before having those issues. That's your new norm now, you know? And I just wanted my youth back, right? I miss being able to run fast, pain-free.
Come on, let's go. I want to see the results. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
What the protocol was, but check this out right here. After the entire 42 days, you guys will never guess what happened to me. I honestly couldn't even believe this outcome myself. I was mind blown, and so was my doctor, actually. Honestly, pause the video and comment right now what you think I'm about to say. I guarantee you nobody's gonna guess it in the comments. Comment what you think happened to me after the 42 days. The answer is, drum roll, nothing. Yes, you heard that correctly. Literally nothing. I followed my doctor's instructions to the T. You know, I took the necessary precautions. I did everything right in my eyes. However, the peptides didn't work for me. And you guys have no idea how mentally devastating and exhausting this was, considering how much money I spent. I paid a lot of money. I'm talking hundreds, close to thousands of dollars for these freaking peptides, because they're not cheap. This is like high-end medical stuff, right? So I went through like 72 needles, poking myself every day. I had so much freaking hope for this treatment, but unfortunately, they just didn't work for me. Does this mean peptides in themselves don't work? No, absolutely not. A lot of people have had success. Most people that use them have had success. I am just one of the few people that took them, injected myself regularly, and I didn't have any results. That's why I wanted to make this video, because every video I've seen on peptides, most of the time it's like a positive outcome. So allow me to be one of the outliers to tell you guys, don't get your hopes up. It's not magic. It works for a lot of people. You could always be that one person that it's not working for. They aren't for everyone. Could it have been my fault that it didn't work? Yes. Of course, maybe I unknowingly did something that affected the efficacy. All I know is I took them very consistently as I was ordered to for 42 days and they didn't help me at all. But wait 1 second, there was one thing I actually noticed, and it wasn't until the very end of my treatment. It was not until the end of the last week that I noticed this. Sure, none of my main issues resolved, but I did notice one thing, a slight, very slight decrease in lower back pain. Now, I herniated a disc in my lower back, L4, L5, years ago. This is the first time I noticed, like, I'm not normally getting as much pain in my lower back as I used to. You know, even when I sit in a chair for a long time, I don't get fatigue in my lower back like I used to. I can even kind of do Romanian deadlifts now with little pain, which is huge for me. Like, I've never been able to do that movement without tweaking that disc. Maybe there's a chance all the peptides went to my lower back and helped it, but it could also be the fact that during this protocol, I was training core a lot and I was hanging from a bar to decompress my spine and my shoulders and stretch me out. Those two things do also help with back pain. Pretty much, I'm not really sure what it was. Could it have been the peptides? Yes. Could it have been what I was doing? Yes. Overall, I'm thankful my back pain has gone from like a 5 to 6 to now a regular 3 to 4. So to me, that's progress. And when you're in this situation, honestly, any progression is always a huge win. So guys, take this video with a grain of salt. Peptides did not really have an impact on me for what I could measure.
Okay. Now there is a possibility, considering peptides are usually purchased from underground sources, that it may have been bunk peptides, but also there's a possibility that he's a non-responder. That's always a possibility. And before I influence anyone, because I do not want to influence anyone, the only reason that I'm taking things to increase testosterone is because since I was, I think I started 24, I took finasteride 10 milligrams daily due to the doctor basically giving me a crap dosage, because you should be taking 1 milligram or 0.5 milligrams, and you don't even need it every day, maybe every other day. But I was taking 10 milligrams daily for like 4 years, and then I switched over and started taking it 1 milligram daily. I did not notice any hair loss, so you definitely don't need that much. But seems to be, even after stop taking it and switching over to a topical solution, doing everything to maximize my testosterone naturally, taking herbs, all of that stuff that you do. I've done tons of research. I have done irreversible damage. So that is why I am 33 years old, and I have been working out consistently since I was 19. So please do not jump into anything, and always consult a doctor. If you're in your 20s, I would not suggest it. I would wait until you're at least in your 30s, 40s, maybe even 50s. All right, guys? But that will wrap up the video. Peace out. Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.